I just told you I didn't want to do no interviews, and you said you are going to do interviews. Now you told me to do interviews. Now you're trying to take me away from them. No. Let me show Dante's Boxing Nation some love.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So a couple of weeks ago, Gervonta Tank Davis, he implied that he's going to be leaving TMT Mayweather Promotions. He announced that this is the last fight on his contract when it comes to him fighting against Rolly Romero. And he even said, that's the reason why they want me to fight Rolly Romero so bad. Now, first of all, when Gervonta said that's why they, meaning Mayweather Promotions, wants me to fight Rolly so bad because this is the last fight on my contract, the first question I had in my mind, so who did you want to fight? If you're saying that Mayweather Promotions, that's who they wanted me to fight, it begs the question, who did you prefer to fight? Was it someone else? I mean, that's a question that Tank Davis needs to be asked. So anyway, getting back to the summary of this whole situation. Floyd Mayweather, he shortly responded to Gervonta Tank Davis announcing that this was his last fight with Mayweather Promotions. Of course, Floyd Mayweather, he had nothing but positive things to say. You fast forward to the Davis versus Rolly Romero press conference. And not only is Floyd Mayweather not at the Tank Davis press conference, but coincidentally, he has a press conference on the same day. So Gervonta, he takes to his Twitter and he says that Floyd Mayweather is jealous having a press conference on the same day as him. He said it just shows you no matter how much money you have, you can still be jealous of someone. And once again, Floyd Mayweather, he responds to Gervonta Tank Davis saying this, and this is what he said to Fight Hype. Check out this clip, and I'm going to go ahead and unpack everything.
I just think that, when you're going to always have, people are going to always say, have something to say. And even, people are going to always say, it's always called divide and conquer. And that's been going on forever, divide and conquer. I've always wanted the best for any fighter that's under the PBC banner as well as the Mayweather Promotions banner. So, I've always wanted the best for all fighters. You know what I'm saying? And especially, you have never seen me push harder for a fighter like I push for my fighters when they go out there and is involved in big events. I don't want to say events, but big fights. I always push, I'm always pushing hard for my fighters to be the best, and I always want my fighters to do record-breaking things. Because if I didn't care, then I would always go out there and badmouth my fighters. So, as far as me being jealous of anyone, and I'm not just talking about my fighters. God has truly blessed me and put me in a position to be able to give back to my fighters. And that's the great thing that I'm able to do, is give back. So if giving back is jealousy, then that's what it is. Because I'm always here to give back. You always see me on the front, pushing for my fighters, wanting the best for them. But fighters and individuals are going to feel like they want to feel. And my job is to always be the bigger person and continue to stay positive and push for my fighters to be great and push for my fighters to be good.
Okay, so let me just start by saying this because I didn't play the actual clip of it, but Floyd Mayweather, he talked about him having a press conference on the same day as Gervonta Tank Davis. He said he didn't even know that the press conference was going to be on that day. And he said that the investors paid him $1 million just to attend the press conference, which obviously are funds that doesn't even include the actual purse that he would get paid for the exhibition. Now, regardless what the reasoning is, it makes no sense for Floyd Mayweather to be having a press conference on the exact same day as Gervonta did. But when you say that Floyd Mayweather is jealous of Gervonta Tank Davis, now unless Gervonta Tank Davis is telling us that it was him pushing really hard to get that Vasyl Lomachenko fight, and yet Floyd Mayweather, he kept blocking the fight from happening. And that's just one example of just one fighter. Now, unless Gervonta is saying something like that, then logically, realistically, it would make no sense for Floyd Mayweather to be jealous of his own protege that Floyd Mayweather signed himself. If you guys watch Floyd Mayweather sitting ringside seats watching Gervonta Tank Davis fight, Floyd Mayweather is passionately coaching Gervonta Tank Davis as if he was Floyd Mayweather's son. And something else that we do have to remember is when Floyd Mayweather had this press conference, this was weeks after Gervonta once again announced that this is the last fight on his contract with Mayweather Promotions, and they wanted me to fight this guy, etc., etc. So Gervonta was already implying that he was going to be leaving Mayweather Promotions once again way before Floyd planned on having a press conference. You see, it would be much different if Gervonta never made that announcement. He never made those type of implications, and then Floyd was acting like everything was normal according to plan, and then out of nowhere, Floyd just shocks everyone, and he has a press conference on the exact same day that Gervonta has his. Also, you have to remember, this is a fight that Floyd Mayweather is promoting. Why would Floyd Mayweather want to sabotage his own card? This card has to be successful because Floyd is the one that's promoting the card. See, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather's exhibition, Floyd is not relying on views or anything. That's not how he gets paid. Floyd Mayweather is already guaranteed millions of dollars by the investors. This is really like just a showcase. It's really like getting paid millions of dollars to put on a sparring session. They just want to see Floyd Mayweather live in the flesh. So it doesn't matter if 1 million people tune in or only 100 people tune in. So once again, Floyd is not competing with any other fight card when he does these exhibitions. Floyd Mayweather's pro career is completely over with. This is just a way for Floyd Mayweather to get paid millions of dollars just off of his appearance. So while I can understand Gervonta Tank Davis being upset and feeling disrespected that Floyd would put on a press conference the same day as his press conference, you guys have to understand Gervonta Tank Davis is 27 years old. And depending on the fights that Gervonta gets in the next 2 or 3 years, he could end up becoming pound for pound one of or the best fighter in the world, just depending on who he ends up fighting in the near future. But if we're making a direct comparison, you got to understand Floyd Mayweather, by the time Floyd was 23 years old, he had already beat the great Genaro Hernandez. He had beat Jose Luis Castillo. He had beat Diego Corrales, Angel Manfredi. We're only talking about by the time that Floyd was 23 years old. So there's no reason, once again, to be jealous of a guy that Floyd Mayweather introduced to the boxing world. It makes no sense. Nobody is calling Gervonta pound for pound the best fighter in the world. I mean, do you guys remember? It wasn't even that long ago that boxing outlets like ESPN, they were rating Gennady Golovkin as top 25, one of the greatest fighters of all time, over fighters like Roy Jones. And this was before Golovkin even fought Canelo Alvarez. Have you heard anybody say these things about Gervonta Tank Davis? No one has, right? So my point is, there has to be something there to even be jealous about. I mean, it's not that different from some people that were saying Floyd Mayweather was jealous of Deontay Wilder. What type of logical sense does that make? Deontay Wilder loses the biggest fight of his career to Tyson Fury, and Floyd Mayweather offers to help Deontay Wilder prepare for the third fight just because he's jealous of Wilder? An American boxer and arguably the greatest fighter of all time, he's going to reach out to another American boxer to help him beat someone from another country? It makes zero sense. I mean, I remember seeing people in my comment section when I was talking about this. There were some people in the comment section saying crazy stuff. Like, oh, yeah, well, if he really wanted to help him, how come he didn't reach out to Deontay Wilder before he lost? That's like hearing someone is struggling financially. They just lost their job. They got all these bills. They're in debt. You offer to give them money, and that person turns down the money and says to you, how come you didn't give me this money when I didn't need it, when I already had money in my bank account? Why did you wait until I became broke to offer it to me? I mean, these are the type of people that we are dealing with. Listen, man, at the end of the day, it's very possible that maybe some other stuff went on between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Tank Davis behind closed doors. But if this is just based off of Floyd Mayweather's press conference situation, or even Mayweather Promotions wanting to make Davis versus Rolly Romero, that's not enough to suggest that Floyd Mayweather is jealous of Gervonta Tank Davis. Once again, it would be different if the whole boxing world, if they were praising Gervonta and they were comparing his accomplishments and everything else he's done in the ring to Floyd. Remember, there was a time when ESPN and once again, other old media members, they were comparing Vasyl Lomachenko to Floyd Mayweather. But once again, they haven't done this with Gervonta. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at Scalp Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP. And I saw some pictures of some guys, a before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention. So I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, Scalp Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, can you fix this? And, he pretty much said, no problem. My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, Scalp Carolinas, to get this done.